Hello, my name's Adam Hills. Welcome to Spicks and Specks, the quiz show in which two teams of music lovers hit buzzers and yell stuff. Our first team captain knows how to rock and roll. He drives me crazy. He gives me hot, cold fever. He leaves me in a cool, cool sweat. He's actor and comedian Alan Bro.
Thank you.
Alan's first guest is one of the world's premier oboists, who was recently required to play the oboe while strutting around the stage imitating an Australian native bird. It was going well until a kid in the third row shot her with an air rifle. Please welcome Diana Doherty. Alan's final team member is one half of the ARIA award-winning comedy duo The Scared Weird Little Guys. Making his first appearance on Spicks and Specks, it's John Chaplin-Fleming.
G'day. Great to be here. Welcome.
Our second team captain every week. Gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on her tracks. She's a crazy little thing called Miff Warhurst. Miff's first guest wrote the musicals Shout and Dusty, but is also known for keeping us up to date on all the gossip from Hollywood. He knows who's on diets, who's on drugs, and who's on Paris Hilton. Please welcome John Michael Howson. And Miff's final guest is one of our favourite comedians, and the ladies love him. It's Hamish Blake. Each team gets to pick a topic that everybody will be quizzed on. Your choices tonight are music from the years 1791, 1952, 1979 and 1999. Alan can pick the first topic tonight.
I think 1791.
We undoubtedly have an expert right here, so...
Yes?
I'll give it a go.
1791.
Never seen an expert look that unsure of themselves. 1791 it is. Miff, which topic do you think is going to help your team?
I'd be happy with the upper end of things, but...
Really?
I wasn't around in 1791, despite the rumours.
What are you happy with, John Mark?
What about 1952?
Sounds good from my end.
Right.
Brilliant.
We're
Okay.
happy with that. 1952.
1952 it is. We'll start with 1791. Everyone on your buzzers, let's play Spicks and Specks. Your first question for 1 point. Which German composer saw his ballet, Ritterballet, performed in Bonn at the age of 21?
I'm guessing Beethoven.
It was Ludwig van Beethoven.
Well done.
I didn't know he'd written that.
For 2 points, Joseph Haydn composed his 94th symphony in 1791. 2 things I need, its nickname and why.
It could be the Surprise Symphony because boom.
How could I argue with that? It was known as the Surprise Symphony because Haydn added an unexpected loud chord during the slow movement to wake up anyone in the audience who had fallen asleep.
Fantastic.
3 points on the line for your final question. Listen to this piece of music. Tell me 3 things. Who wrote it, the name of the work it's from, and what significant milestone occurred in his life in 1791.
It's the Magic Flute by Mozart.
Yes?
It's the Queen of the Night aria.
Yep.
And well, what did he die that year?
Yes.
That's pretty simple.
A hat-trick, no less.
On to 1952. Your first question for 1 point. In December 1952, Jimmy Boyd had a hit with which popular Christmas song? Yes.
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Or I saw Daddy kissing Santa Claus. Mummy kissing Santa Claus. Daddy was fine. Daddy was fine.
If Daddy kisses Santa
No,
Claus,
it
it's like
doesn't
20
matter.
bucks
These
extra.
days, have you seen Brokeback Mountain?
Not the Christmas version. I've got to say. I don't see Disney doing that.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
You know what? Somewhere in there you said I saw Mummy kissing Santa Claus, which was the answer I was looking for. Well done. Next question worth 2 points. Name this song from 1952 and the person singing it.
When I give my heart,
Joe Stafford?
No, it wasn't.
When I Fall in Love is the song.
The song is When I Fall in Love, that's correct.
I have got Rosemary Clooney.
No, Doris Day.
Oh, God.
DD.
Finally, for 3 points, released in 1952, Singin' in the Rain won the Academy Award for Best Music. Other than the title song, name 3 songs from it.
3 songs.
Man.
Is there...
I'm just pausing for effect. And to go, why, Alan? Why always
did you push
buzzing in
that
early?
Singing in the Sunshine?
No, I'm going to
blew
open it
by
up. John,
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
And you are my lucky star. And make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
That's it. Oh, make 'em laugh.
John Michael, what is the secret of making a good musical? You've made Shout, you've made Dusty. What's the element that makes it huge?
Having a great story. I mean, it lives and dies whether it's a great story that people become involved with. And they became involved with the story of Johnny O'Keefe for Shout, plus the fact that we used his music as part of the narrative, because you just don't stop to sing a song. The song has to be woven into the story, and the same thing happened when David Mell and myself wrote Dusty. We sat down with a great story and then used her amazing catalogue of hit songs to weave the story together, to use those songs as part of the storytelling.
What about Millsy? Too early? What do you think? Too soon? Only like 10 minutes in?
I'll follow him around for a bit and see what happens.
At the end of the first round, Miff, John Michael and Hamish are on 5 points. Alan, Diana, John out in front on 6 points. Round 2 is called 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Teams will be told a true but obscure story, and you'll be given 3 possible endings. You have to identify the correct ending. Alan, Diana and John, this is your story. In August 1980, when Romanian folk singer Ioan Meliu arrived on stage at Melbourne's Capitol Theatre to find not one single audience member there, he A, performed for over 2 hours regardless, including encores. B, wrote a song about it, for which he won a Grammy Award. C, took off his clothes and performed nude.
You'd so want to be nude, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, it's very interesting as a performer.
May as well, who'd know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that I have enjoyed in privacy of my own home, performing nude. But you know, there would still be stagehands there and that kind of thing. So it's not like you're totally alone.
No, but imagine no one turns up to the gig, which must be infuriating, particularly because of the popularity of Romanian folk singing in the 80s.
That's right. And being a fiery Romanian, he would rent his clothes.
That's exactly it.
And just
He'd
be
tear them
standing
off.
there.
Then again, just imagine back home if he hadn't played, you know, and he can't go back home and say, I'm sorry, nobody came, I didn't play, you know. And there could have been a review that said, spellbound audience could have heard a pin drop.
And the encores thing would have been great, though, because you would have, you know, he'd be standing backstage while he was yelling out the front, more, and he's just going, no, I'm not going to go, oh, right, OK. He comes out and he's just so surprised, and there he is again.
Leave me wanting more.
Yeah.
What about the Grammy?
Romanian folk music winning a Grammy? I'm not sure.
Look, I think it was probably wrote a song about it, wasn't it?
Probably be, yeah.
I think that seems the most logical. What do you think? No, you don't think that?
Look, I think he probably performed for over 2 hours regardless. He would have been ashamed to go home to Mum without having played.
Well, if no one turned up to my show, I wouldn't perform for 2 hours and have an encore. I'd have the night off. And then tell my parents back in Romania, yeah, it was great.
I think that what he did was perform for over 2 hours regardless, including encores.
All right, in August 1980, when Romanian folk singer Ioan Meliu arrived on stage at Melbourne's Capitol Theatre to find not a single audience member there, he performed for over 2 hours regardless, including encore.
Well done!
Well done, all of you.
Miff, John and Hamish, here is your true but obscure story. When a riot broke out between police and fans at a Steve Miller Band concert just prior to the band taking the stage, they A, joined in the rioting and got arrested, missing their next show. B, played the national anthem. Or C, took off their clothes and performed nude.
Come on, nude!
It's got to be the
answer to one of them.
Yeah.
If it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, it'd just be A, B and C all nude.
Exactly.
Too easy.
All right, Steve Miller Band. I can't imagine them ever inciting a riot. I mean, jet airliner, it's not the most, you know, down, 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 down. You just couldn't imagine it, could you? Not at all.
No. Yeah, it was police and fans at so it's at their concert. It's not just like a passing riot. They didn't like just have a gig in Cronulla and go, what do you do? Don't play the national anthem. That's not going to help. That's not. Settle down on that one.
Where did this happen?
This happened at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Richmond, Virginia.
They didn't get arrested after the show for doing anything, did they? You don't know?
Maybe. I can't give that away.
What do you think, John Michael?
Well, if they got arrested, it's probably because they took their clothes off.
Nude.
Yeah.
So if they played the national anthem, they wouldn't have got arrested. So I would say if they did get arrested, it's because they performed nude.
I want the nudity. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the nude rock and roll band. Bring it on.
Your answer is, when a riot broke out between police and fans at a Steve Miller Band concert just prior to the band taking the stage, they played the national anthem. Oh. Here's the thing. The Steve Miller Band were about to walk on stage at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Richmond, Virginia, when a riot broke out between the fans and the police. Not knowing what to do, Steve Miller decided to play the American national anthem and dedicated it to the police. The officers immediately stood still, took off their helmets as a sign of respect, and the riot immediately ended.
There you go.
Because they got their heads bashed in because he disarmed. What a stupid thing to do.
Well, apparently the fans went, oh, it's the national anthem. I guess we should probably stand as well. And then everyone stood for like 2.5 minutes or however long the national anthem is.
Snake
and it was all
charmer.
over. Unfortunately, the next song they played was a cover of Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick and the whole thing. I think it's fair to say that pretty much everyone on the panel has had their fair share of rough gigs at some point. John?
Yeah, well, I wish I'd known that about national anthems at gigs like that, because we were at a show, The Scared with Little Guys, doing a show in Northern Ontario in Canada, and the snow had just started falling at the start of winter, and they were in for like a 9-month winter. So we were in this college, just started snowing, and we were excited, you know, Aussies in Canada. We'll get on stage, we played a couple of songs, and we said, hey, how exciting is it? You're all going to be able to get on your skidoos and go driving around, right? Thinking that skidoos was the generic name for snowmobiles. But no, the skidoo posse in the audience went, yeah, skidoos. Someone else on the other side went, Yamaha. And in the middle, Polaris. And then a chair got thrown and a riot broke out between the different alliances of snowmobiles. And if only we'd thought to sing Oh Canada, it might have all been fine. But thank you, good night. And off we went, and that was that.
Right, after this round, let's do a score check. Miff, John Michael and Hamish are on 5 points. Alan, Diana and John still in the lead on 7 points.
Well done.
Each team will hear short snippets of songs. You have to identify as many songs as you can. Now, tonight, each song will be from a well-known movie. I don't want the name of the song. Instead, I'd like the name of the movie. Alan, you're up first.
The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the Wizard of Oz.
Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire.
I Had the Time of My Life. Was that from Top Gun?
That was with that was
They sound like,
Dirty Dancing.
Ooh.
Was the other? Oh, the other one was.
Last one.
The other team know it, so I'm going to open it up to them.
The Graduate.
Oh, of course.
Let's listen back. The Wizard of Oz, correct. Chariots of Fire, correct. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. It was Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate. And it was I've Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing. Mick, John Michael and Hamish. Once again, you have to name the movies that these songs are from.
I'm going where the sun keeps shining. On the plane, on the plane.
First one was like Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Good one, Miff.
It used to freak me out heaps
Good on
when I was a kid. The Godfather was in there.
Yep.
Nescafe ad's not a movie, is it?
One of them's My Fair Lady.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a guess at the other two?
I know that one.
What is that from?
It's an 80s film. I think.
It's been in so many... It feels like it's been in so many films, though. I'm assuming they were playing that in the bar in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes!
Is that it?
They were.
Bar in Star Wars.
Maybe.
Well done!
Yes! One for the night. Was that the song? Was that the bar? The guys that go to the conventions? No, his name. Boba Fett. That's it.
I've been in bars like that.
It wasn't a true story.
That's in my case.
There's one song we're missing. Anyone? Or one movie we're missing? Anyone on this side want to have a guess?
Was it Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
It wasn't. Let's have a listen back to the songs. They were from the movies Picnic at Hanging Rock, The Godfather,
Oh, it is a good one.
Midnight Cowboy,
Midnight something.
My Fair Lady, and Star Wars. Hamish Blake, that was the Cantina Band.
Calculator watch. Calculator watch. Nerd.
Now, according to Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars movies, studio executives were originally worried that Chewbacca the Wookiee was naked and suggested he should be wearing a pair of shorts. Thankfully, they were overruled, otherwise Chewbacca may have looked like this. That's a lot of hair to get caught in your zipper. Although it would explain why he kept going...
Can I just say, though, that music, that Cantina music, is the reason I went to see that film. And on the radio, you always got this theme music, and it just had this tiny snippet of that sort of Dixie thing in there. But that bit I loved, and I thought there'll be a scene with lots of it in the movie. But did you remember that bit in the movie? Mm-hmm. I waited the whole movie for that scene, and someone's talking the whole way through it, and it goes for like 2 seconds.
I was on the set of the movie, and the guy that played R2-D2. Now, what's the taller of the two?
C-3PO.
He was C-3PO. He used to get upset because when he went out, nobody recognised him.
Did he walk around just with a garbage bin behind him just so people might realise what was going on?
There was silver outlets up, but I mean, no, the poor guy felt so... Because could you imagine being locked in that suit for day after day after day?
Did he ever have occasion to rust it?
In fact,
It was like space suits you can go in
somebody
there.
who wore bear suits and clown suits for years, I'm telling you, that is a very important factor.
Did you wear bear suits?
Whoa, bear suits and clown suits?
Yeah, I was in this very studio. I was clown.
Oh, we just don't recognise you.
No, you weren't even born. Hello, everybody. I was the clown. Did Adventure Island for up to
you actually
years.
wrote that and played clown in it. What year was that?
I think it was 1791.
At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, John, Michael and Hamish on 10 points, Alan, Diana and John in the lead, but only just on 11 points. Round 4 tonight is called Cover Versions. One member of each team has to draw song titles for their teammates without using words or numbers. Your teammates have to work out what the songs are. Diana, you'll be drawing for Alan and John. Would you like to make your way up to the board, please, ladies and gentlemen? Diana Doherty. You have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
The Sound of White.
Nights in White Satin. OK, no, it's a face. Happy.
Happy face. Put on a happy face. Got squiggly hair.
Thoughts. Thinking.
Thinking of you.
Thinking. Think.
Oh, a girl.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
A nun. No, is it? No, it's
No,
a...
it's the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa.
Yes,
there
it's
we
Mona
go.
Lisa.
Box.
Door. Doorway, door to my heart.
Green door.
Green door, behind the green door.
Door. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Door.
That's an arm. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
okay.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic.
C.
Wave,
Magic
C.
carpet.
Magic carpet ride.
Magic carpet ride. Yeah. Oh, you won. Oh, knocked out one of the guests. I'm so sorry, Diana.
Cloud, rain.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Rain.
Rain by Dragon.
Oh, okay.
That is absolutely superb.
Fantastic work.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diana Doherty.
That almost included no stick figures. Now that has got to be a first for cover versions.
Without wanting to put the pressure on anyone, John Michael. You will be drawing for Mick and Hamish.
Well, I only scrawled, so...
There you go. If you
You'll be
just want
fantastic.
No words, no numbers. Your time starts now.
Ooh.
It's a...
Ooh.
Hang on, John Michael. You have to write what's on the card.
Hands. Finger.
Tom Dickens.
Finger pointing
Thumb.
down, looking down.
Thumb under the thumb.
Under my thumb.
Under my
my
thumb,
thumb.
Rolling Stones. Well done.
Just could have been so many things. That's another...
Oh, that's a something.
That's a holly, is that right?
Sunshine of my life. Pass.
Not the sun.
It's not the sun, flower.
Pass. You
Flower
can pass
child.
on that one.
Sun
Okay,
shower.
we'll move on. I liked what you were doing though.
House of
House.
the rising sun. With a window, smoke, house on fire. Burning down the house.
Burning down the house.
Well done.
By Talking Heads. Excellent work.
Ooh. That looks like it might be a car driving, freeway of
Cars.
car.
Traffic.
Cars.
Cars by Gary Newman. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Milk.
Beds are burning.
Milk.
Beds. You've left a lot of crumbs in my bed, and I'm angry.
Clown.
It's a dunce witch. Bed witch.
Tell you what, there were two in
Sandwich.
there that you didn't manage to get. That is REM, Man on the Moon.
Oh, of course, yes.
Hang on, well,
I thought it was on top of the world.
I'm still confused.
That's a
Man on the moon!
Well, why is the moon smiling?
Because the moon's
Man on
dance!
top of him.
So there's two men in it.
It's not a man in the moon, it's
a-
the man on the
That's a
moon.
man on Bert Newton. That's... I'm confused. All right, I got it. That's a good drawing.
I thought that was pretty good. The other one you didn't get was Pinball Wizard. Before you go, though, I think we should all just take a moment to remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Howson. Thank you, John Michael. At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, John Michael and Hamish are on 13 points. Alan, Diana and John are in the lead, 16 points. It's time for the final countdown. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start now. 80s songstress Kim Carnes sang a song about which iconic...
Betty Davis.
It was Betty Davis. The song was Betty Davis' Eyes. Well done. In technical terms, what does DAT stand for?
digital audio tape.
Digital audio tape is correct. How many Brandenburg concertos did Bach write?
6.
Yes, with authority. Have a listen to this and identify the song.
Just listen to the music of the
Downtown.
Downtown by Petula Clark, well done. Name the solo artist who once fronted the seminal Aussie 80s band Not Drowning Waving.
Deborah Conway.
David Bridie.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
In which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical do you find the song Any Dream Will Do? Yep.
John Michael.
Joseph and the Amazing
Daniel and his Technicolor.
Joseph, we'll go Joseph.
Doesn't work, does it?
Joseph and his Technicolor raincoat.
Sorry, one more time.
Joseph and his amazing Technicolor coat.
It was Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Well done.
We're back in.
In 1991, Darryl Braithwaite had a #1 song.
Wild Horses.
The question was, who wrote it? Ricky Lee Jones was the answer I was looking for. Finally, give me the surnames of the 4 main members of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Should we do it together?
Crosby,
Stills, Nash, and Jones.
Young.
Exactly what I was looking for. Well done. At the end of the show, the final scores are Miff, John Michael and Hamish ended up on 14 points. Alan, Diana and John won the day with 19 points. Would you please thank all our guests for tonight, Diana Doherty, John Chaplin-Fleming, John Michael Howson and John Hamish Blake. And, of course, our two team captains, Alan Blow and Mick Rawhurst. Don't forget to visit the Spicks and Specks website, but we leave you tonight with a first for Spicks and Specks, an oboe recital for science fiction fans. Diana Doherty will perform the music we heard earlier in the show from the cantina scene of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, Australia.